This is going to be a demo on how to create lines in the Sketch Workbench in the 3DExperience. So you can see up here in the top, I'm on the 3DExperience Sketch Workbench. Provided you've already set up your grid the way you want it, you can follow along. I have my grid set up to 1/4 inch increments. And we're just going to play a simple game of tic-tac-toe. I'm going to create a line. So in the bottom row, we have features, and the feature I'm going to use is line. This will be similar to almost all CAD softwares you use. You'll notice that when I put my cursor on the grid, it tells me I'm 1 inch up and 2 inches over in the horizontal direction. And if you look up here in the tool palette, you'll see height and the vertical are set here. When I put my cursor at that location, it matches 2 and 1, and it has a 0 for length and angle because I haven't created a start point yet. So I'm going to create a start point and just click a position. I'll slide this kind of out of the way now that you've seen it, and I'll bring this up, and I'm going to make a line 3 inches long, and it's vertical, and it tells me in the tool palette that I'm 2 inches over, 4 inches up, which creates a 3 inch length line at a 90-degree angle. So straight up and down is 90. If I go this way, you'll go to 180. Go down here, you go down to 270, and then I come back up here, I'm at 0 degrees. So 0 is always your 3 o'clock position, and then it goes counterclockwise, just like it would on a compass protractor where it shows you your degrees of a circle. It always goes counterclockwise. So I'm just going to go ahead and create that line right here. And then I'm going to use the line command again and create another line over here. And all I'm doing is selecting the line feature, selecting a start position, selecting an end position, and one last time. My tic-tac board looks weird. I should have this closer. Oftentimes you're going to make mistakes when you're doing your parts, and it's okay. What you're going to want to do here is get used to highlighting the whole thing and then hitting delete. That's your erase command. Okay? One more time. I can show you by using the undo. You'll notice it has Control Z as your hotkeys to undo. Puts it back. What I did was I used my left button, I held it down, left it down, and then drag it to the opposite side. It follows me, creates a little box. Everything inside that little box is going to be highlighted. You'll see it turn blue. I hit delete on the keyboard, or I can use a right click. This is my contextual menu, and then hit delete to remove all those lines. Before I remove those lines, I want to show you a trick here. We got this neat little feature here called trim. So maybe I was trying to make a box. If you want to, you can go to the trim command, select a line, and select another line. And notice what I'm doing is I am selecting on the portions I want to keep. So whatever portion of the line I want to keep, I make sure I pick on it. Because if I pick over here, and I pick over here, it thinks I want to keep these two lines, and it removes the wrong side. So again, you can hit undo to the last thing you did. And I use the trim command. By the way, I double click that to keep that on. So I'm going to do one last trim. All right, so that's one way you could create a rectangle. I'll highlight this, delete that, and I will go back to the line command. But in this case, I'm going to double click the line command. I'm going to start at that same position and then go up 3 inches. It tells me again in the tool palette I'm at 4 coordinate system from the yellow axis. The line is 3 inches long. It's at a 90-degree angle. If I click, notice that a blue cursor is following me again because I double click the feature line. So it just stays on, and I can go ahead and create this tic-tac-toe board by clicking on these point coordinates. And there you have it. I've just created tic-tac-toe board using lines. There's another feature here called infinite line. If I click on this, the default is this in the tool palette, which is the horizontal. So if I click a position ½ inch above this part, it creates a horizontal line that is infinite in length. So this is infinity, or infinite. So it's infinite in length. I can again double click this and click this here. And oops, I must have missed. Click here. And if I want to switch it to vertical, I activate this one here, vertical line. And I can click here, click over here, and I can use this one over here. If I want to go at an angle, I can go from this point to this point, and this point, where those two lines intersect, to this point. By the way, I'm using my middle button to move this side to side and up and down. Allows me to move this around so I can see. And you also have the View tab that allows you to zoom in and out. Okay, so I can click and push my cursor up and down and it zooms in and out. And you also have the pan feature that allows me to go side to side. Okay, and the other option is with your mouse. Oops, I can hit escape to tell it I'm done. With my mouse, I hold the middle button down. While leaving the middle button down, you'll see my cursor has a pan. It matches the view pan right here. These match up. If I leave that button down in the middle and left click or right click, just tap it, but leaving the middle button down the whole time, it'll switch to an up and down arrow, which will allow me to zoom in and out as well. You'll see my cursor has an up and down arrow. So if I let go of the button, it stops, and then it just lets me draw lines and such. Okay, so those are the first two features on how to create a line. I'll do another video to create the next lines.